All right, and we are live. Good meowing, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, thank you so much for joining me. Today, we're going to be playing some more My Vow to My Liege. I am super, super excited. It is... I'm just very much enjoying this game. Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. I'm very much enjoying this game, and I'm very excited to be seeing the rest of the other guys. So, let's get right to it. All right, so as a primer, in case anyone missed it, here are our current nicknames for the boys. So this is Fish Fang. You know, I just realized that I never got it so you could see my mouse. So, okay. The boy on the top right with the silver hair is Fish Fang. That is what we are calling him. His name is actually Wu Zishu. That's right. The boy on the top left with the blonde hair is Egg Pudding. Name actually Zheng Deng. But I have trouble pronouncing his name, so he's Egg Pudding. And then on the lower left-hand side is the best boy, good boy, Qing Fang. The other two boys who I have not named is because we have not actually met them yet. But I am excited to actually meet them. So we are loading. Today is the save from yesterday. Yep, I wish to load the save file. All right. A young slave stands alone by the edge of the stream. Though his clothes are worn, they are immaculate. The 3 years he has lived as a slave have not diminished any of his noble bearings. Without me realizing it, my hurried pace slows down. Our 3 years of friendship was established in this dreamlike and sandy place. I had hoped that I would not have to face the harsh reality before this land collapses. To personally destroy our sandy dreamland is one thing, but to have the tides destroy it is yet another. Honestly speaking, what happened that year was an accident that should have never happened. Ajit. The youth turns towards me with a smile. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
你果然见到布条了。
Prince, you saw the piece of cloth. I don't know what I want to call him. I might call him Paprika. His hair kind of looks like paprika. Why? Why did you call me here?
3年前在这养鹤涧，你去捡掉到水里的玉佩，我却以为你要寻死，强行把你拽上了岸，结果被你揍了一顿。
3 years ago, it was in this stream that you dropped your amulet and had gone looking for it in the water. I thought you were trying to drown yourself and dragged you to the shore only to get beaten up by you. So yes, this game, the voice acting is in Chinese. So I let the voice go, and then I read. Which I guess I might not have to. I don't know if you guys prefer any specific way or another. But I do not voice act the guys because they have their own voice acting. And that's too many voices.
我们相识的场景真是很尴尬。
The way we met was very awkward. Yes.
虽然你是我唯一的知心好友，今天我却不得不让你再尴尬一回了。
Even though you're my only close friend, I will need to make things awkward again. Aww. So yeah, his name is Gozhan. see Goljiang, I believe. Huh? Suddenly, Goljiang's expression turns serious. He faces me, gets down on his hands and knees, then bows.
罪臣勾践，失礼于大王，求大王救我。
Oh, pardon my impropriety, but I beg your majesty to save me. Eh? How long have you known that I am the king of Eng?
你既不是寂渺的巫祝，又带着虎贲氏自由出入附近。我不是傻子，怎么会看不出来？你身份特殊。
You are not a priest, but you command the guards on Tiger Hill. I'm not stupid. How could I not see that you were someone with authority? So yes, we, the protagonist, are the last child of the previous king. The canon story is that we're a girl pretending to be a guy. Kind of very Mulan-like, but come on, it's me. How could I not turn it that we're trans? So every time it uses, you'll see.
昨天你2次交代士兵宽待我，已经证实了我的猜测，所以我才冒死逃出来找你声明，我是清白的。
Yesterday, you told the guard to be lenient with me twice. That confirmed my suspicions, which is why, at the risk of losing my own life, I escaped so I could declare my innocence to you. If you were truly innocent, you needed to have come to me, to us, to explain yourself.
武相国对我猜忌至深，要先斩后奏。我恐怕等不到更好的伸冤机会了。大王尽可以派人调查，勾践从未谋害过骑士。
Prime Minister Wu is suspicious of me, that's Fish Fang, and intends to condemn me before seeking the truth. I was afraid that I would not have the chance to clear my name. Your Majesty, please investigate this matter. I, Goljiang, have never once plotted against you. Whether you are innocent or not isn't important. The princess is already under a curse and will die very soon. What's worse is that she's the king of Qi's most beloved younger sister.
小妹，
Younger sister? Yeah.
我明白了。所以，越王勾践便是最合适抵罪的人。
I understand. That is why the king of Yu, Goljiang, is the most suitable scapegoat. I look at him silently. It is as Wu Zishu said. If I can think of it, others have thought of it too. Hence, this is the most logical answer. Wow, his eyes are very red. Goljiang suddenly raises his head. He wears a determined expression, his eyes burning bright like searing flames. I'm shocked to see the look in his eyes.
越国有神医，可救齐国女公子。
There's a divine doctor in the kingdom of Yu who can create miracles. He can save the princess of Qi. I think I am going to call him Paprika. I like Paprika. What?
之前听闻大王身体欠佳，我派人四处寻访名医，希望能表我忠心。今日正好为大王解困。
There was a time when I heard that your majesty was in poor health, and so to prove my loyalty, I searched diligently for a doctor to cure you. Finally, the time has come for you to use him. Oh. We thank you for your kind intentions, but doctors cure illnesses, and the princess suffers from a curse.
我称其为神医，正是因为他不仅医术了得，也精通神鬼咒术。
The reason I call him a divine doctor is because he can not only cure illnesses, but he can also dispel curses and hexes. Oh. You should not tell such lies, even if it means that your life might be spared.
大王自然不肯轻信于我，神医难求，怎可能像这般唾手可得？大王不知的却是，这神医是我耗尽心血，花费了许多时间才寻来的。
Your Majesty, please believe me. Do you think it was easy for me to find such a capable divine doctor? It took a lot of time, effort, and resources. Even if you are telling the truth, we are curious to know why you would go to such lengths to find him. Do not tell us that you are sincere about healing us. Even Ng's many ministers would not put that much effort into finding a healer. Not to mention, you hadn't even confirmed that Prince was the king of Ng.
So yes, for the like affectionate nickname to where it should be like Ateng, I made it Prince. I couldn't think of anything else. I kept the official name and just changed the nickname.
好吧，我也不瞒大王，薰衣表忠心，确实只是漂亮的场面话。
Fine, I will not try to deceive you. Saying that I wish to prove my loyalty to you by finding you medical help is nothing more than flattery.
我留得这条命，全凭大王恩典。若还不懂得讨大王欢心，怕是朝不保夕啊。
The simple fact that I am still alive today is all thanks to your mercy. If I do not do something to please your highness, I may not even survive beyond this night. Goljian, we have to ask ourselves, when have we ever mistreated you? Even guarding the former king's mausoleum was your request.
罪臣当然知道，大王待我甚好。可是，那又如何呢？
I know, Your Majesty. Prince treats me well, but what of it?
如今，我还是得跪在大王面前，恳求您放我一条生路。
Even now, I must kneel in front of Your Majesty to beg for mercy. Oh. Oui.
难道我不该费尽心思讨好你？难道我不该抓住每一个机会，为自己的命多求一份保障？
Should I not do everything I can to please you? Should I not take every opportunity to guarantee my survival?
难道我不该献上稀世奇人，好叫大王记住我、赏识我？难道寻常医者能够令人眼前一亮吗？
Should I not find a rare person just so Your Majesty might remember and reward me? Would not a patient's eyes light up with hope over such a doctor?
如果你是我，难道你不会这样做？
Prince, if you were me, wouldn't you do the same? Goljian gives a bitter chuckle that sounds as if there are a lot of unspeakable emotions mixed in with it. So much so that I can't read his eyes. How am I supposed to answer him? Although I cannot tell if he is telling me the truth, Goljian has been a slave for these past few years and has tasted more than his fair share of hardship and bitterness. How can I not understand his overly cautious attitude? Don't I also live through this same dilemma every day? While Prince can trust her friends without question, Fuchai cannot.
也许大王还不信我，但人为刀俎，我为鱼肉。我就算诓骗大王活过了今天，还能骗到明天、后天吗？
Maybe Your Majesty still does not believe me, but everything I have, including my own life, is at your mercy. If I lied to you, I might survive today, but would I be able to survive past tomorrow or the day after?
说句冒犯的话，救活了女公子，各方皆大欢喜；救不活，也坏不过如今这般状况。
If I may speak my mind, if we save the princess, everyone will be happy. If we can't save her, then we will be no worse off than we are right now. But the longer we wait, the worse the consequences will be.
现在从水路出发，2日内绝对可以到达。如果神医说救不了，可当场斩下罪臣头颅，送到齐军面前。
If we leave now by the waterway, we can reach the doctor in 2 days. If the divine doctor says that she can't be saved, you may cut off my head and present it to the king of Qi. Oh, okay.
你是吴君，所以为了吴国让我戴罪，我不怨你。只是，明明有可以救回女公子的法子，却弃之不用。你真的甘心吗？
Prince, you are the king of Ng. Therefore, I would not blame you if you used me as a scapegoat for the kingdom. But would you be satisfied? Would you be satisfied if you did not at least try to save the princess?
追兵来了，女公子和我的命，齐国、吴国的邦交，就都在你的一念之间了。
They've caught up with me. The lives of the princess and I, and the diplomatic relationship between the Ng and the Qi, are now in your hands.
赌赌看吧。
Oh, Prince, let's take the gamble. Oh my.
大胆勾践，竟敢逃狱，还挟持少君！
How dare you, Goujian, to break out of prison and hold my leash under duress?
Hi, Rose. We've met a new boy. This is Paprika.
Whoa. When I see Wu Zishi draw his sword, I know that this is the best opportunity for us to kill Goujian. I'm not going to kill Paprika. As for the crime, dead men tell no tales, so we can spin it however we please. But... Oh, here's my choice. All right, well, I'm going to save. Despite the fact that I'm unlikely to choose differently. I can't just kill him. I like Paprika. His nickname is Fish Fang. Goujian is Paprika. He's the new boy. I like Paprika. I don't want Wu Zishi to kill him. I don't want Fish Fang to kill him. So we're gonna stop. Fish Fang. Stop.
少君，
My liege. It's Fish Fang, Egg Pudding, Paprika, and Best Boy. Those are our people. The King of Yu did nothing wrong. He was only telling us of a way to save Xiaojiang.
少君离开后，他的病况又恶化了，恐怕今日就得将勾践人头交给骑士抵罪。
After you left, my liege, she took a turn for the worse. I'm afraid that we will need to present Goujian's head to the kingdom of Qi should the worst happen today. Yes, egg pudding is because of you, but it matches. It fits him so well. I can't imagine calling him anything else but egg pudding now.
我是清白的，相国不分青红皂白便要杀我，公理何在？
I understand, but where's the justice in this when the Prime Minister wishes to execute me even before learning the truth?
Oh, Goujian. Paprika, I love you.
要计较公理道义，3年前你就该死了。
You want justice? Then you should have died 3 years ago.
Damn, Fish Fang.
勾践以越国亲族性命担保，我不仅没有半分不忠，还能救回女公子性命，避免无期战祸。
I swear upon the lives of the people of Yu and my clan that I have never been disloyal. Not only can I save the life of the princess, but I can prevent a war from breaking out between the Qi and the Ng.
何须浪费他人性命？现在，你就可对吴国尽忠。
There's no need for any other lives to be lost but yours. You can show your loyalty to Ng right now. Oh, come on. Come on. Woozy shit. Come on. Come on. Fish Fang lets out a cold chuckle as he brandishes his sword. Goujian turns pale and yells out to me.
那个声音叫做鸡翅。
Oh, the divine doctor is called Zishi. Zishi. She? Oh, wait, shit. As in, like, the She clan? Oh, are you kidding me? I was so close to the end of the chapter. I should have just kept going last night. Damn. Okay. A thin layer of mist covers the surface of the water as a faint golden light shimmers on the surface. The morning air is a little cold, but very refreshing. Today's weather is the perfect weather for us to set off on our trip. Why is it taking so long?
今天天气好，河道也拥挤。
Yay,
现在我们伪装成商
Paprika!
队，没法驱赶其他船只。
Oh, and Best Boy and Paprika. Oh,
I want to see egg pudding though. Give me egg pudding. The river is crowded today due to the good weather, and since we are disguised as merchants, we are in no position to hurry the other boats. Fine, just make sure to speed the boat up once we pass the Zhi River.
神医所住的祝罗村就在水边，我昨日就已经传信过去，他会在村里等着我们的。
Zhulo village, where the miracle doctor is staying, is by the river. Yesterday I sent him word of our departure. He'll be waiting for us in the village. I turned to look at Xiaojiang. She seems withered and dry. Her complexion has darkened a lot, a result of her inability to eat or drink. Even Zhang Dang could do nothing about it. Aww. If it weren't for the jade fish amulet that I carry everywhere with me, she might not be able to hold out for another day. The most ominous thing is that she's still clutching that dagger with monstrous strength.
西施医术无法卓然，女公子定然无忧。
Jix's medical knowledge and methods are peerless. Peerless. The princess is in no danger. Jixi, do you know anything about his background?
因为他的住所在河岸西侧，又姓施，所以当地人都称他为西施。
Because he lives in the western banks with the surname Shi, the locals there call him Xixi. I'm so excited. This might be Blue Boy. This might be our friend.
西施从未离开过祝罗村，也不让村民对外说起他，所以什么来历，罪臣也不清楚。
Other than that, I have no clue about his background. He does not leave Zhulo village, nor does he let the other villagers talk about him to outsiders. So that is how it is.
但罪臣怀疑，他是施家的后人。据闻，施家家主曾任吴国大柱，料想大王必定知道施家吴越第一巫的威名。只可惜几年前与人斗法后，惨遭灭门。
I had suspected that he is a descendant of the Shi family. I'm sure you know that the people in the Shi clan were the most powerful mages in all of Ung and Yu, and that a magical battle that happened a few years ago resulted in the death of the entire clan. We know about that, though we were unaware of any survivors.
虽然以上都是罪臣的推测，但亦是敢冒险向大王推荐西施的原因。大王连日奔波，气色不佳，到祝罗村之后，也可请西施为您看看。
Although it is but my own speculation, it is the reason why I am daring to take a gamble and recommend him to your majesty. Since you are so busy every day with that sickly complexion, we should have Xixi take a look at you as well when we reach Shilao village. Good work, King of Yu.
罪臣惶恐。
The honor is mine. As silence settles over the cabin, Xiang Fang crosses his arms and stares at Goujian. This makes Goujian uncomfortable, so I... Oh. Another, whatchamacallit, another choice. Time to pop another save. Are we gonna like talk with Paprika? I say why not talk with Paprika and Best Boy. We're trying to go for Best Boy, but I you know. Shangfang, I'm a little tired.
我去为少君铺床，少君多加小心。
I'll go prepare your bed, my liege. Please stay careful.
Thank you, Best Boy.
Shangfang shoots Goujian an icy look. No, not only does he not give Goujian the respect one should show a king, but he doesn't even attempt to hide his enmity. Anemone. Fuck. Enmity for him one bit. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I don't really care. Goujian can only pretend that he doesn't notice it and awkwardly looks away. Please pardon Shangfang's rude behavior.
哪里？幸好不是武相国，我的胆子还受得住。
Please don't mention it. At least it isn't Prime Minister Wu. My nerves can only take so much. In the past, I would have burst out laughing at his antics, but now I can't even crack a smile. Goujian realizes how rude he was and quickly tries to apologize. You know that we are not angry.
可我怕你生气。
But I'm afraid that you'll become angry. Afraid. What a useful word. Considering the armies of Ung nearly obliterated the kingdom of Yu, and the life of their king is now in my hands, we should be afraid. Since it has come to this, what else can be said of our friendship? I wave my hand at Goujian in a gesture to have him return to what he was doing. Dismissed. I step out of Xiaojiang's cabin for a breather on the bow of the ship. Although my jade fish is protecting me from the efforts of the curse, my chest still feels uncomfortable from the negative air around the princess. I hesitate just before stepping out onto the deck. Guojian is sitting there on the bow. He looks out into the distance where the water flows. His lonely figure stands out from the busy scene of boats coming and going along us. I swallow the words that I'm about to say. Ever since he begged me for mercy, he's stopped being âgé, like a beautiful and fragile piece of glass. Once it shatters, it can never be glued back to how it once looked. What's more, should he step out of line, I will need to kill him. With a heavy heart, I go back into the cabin.
无耻，叛龙封神，无还苟活，何苦反传？
The shameless king of the betrayer of his religious sect, and the sealer of his god. A dog's life brings no joy, so why do you still struggle to hang on to it? My chest is hurting very badly. It is happening again, and it seems far too soon. The previous attack occurred only a few days ago. I cannot let myself be defeated now. I still have things to do.
Oh, hey.
Once again, I see a big white fish swim towards me, out from the darkness. Its scales emit a bright glow, and in that brightness, a youth appears before me. Smiling, he says, "Don't be afraid." In my agony, I reach out to him. Yigo. It was just a nightmare. Fang! I hear a noise and call out for my guard as I rush out of the cabin. Just as I open the door, a black feathered arrow flies right past me and lodges itself into the door. Oh no! Chaos meets me at the bow. In this storm, I can only pick out Fang and Guojian. They are leading the guards, who are disguised as crew members, in a fight against a group of attackers dressed in black. The attackers are the followers of the dragon god. I draw my sword and rush to Xiaojiang's cabin. There was something odd about the incident at Tiger Hill. I'm afraid they may have come for Xiaojiang. Indeed, her bed is empty. As I look around, I see a trail of water droplets that lead from the bed to the outside of her door. With the fighting at the bow, there should be no guards at the stern. I grit my teeth as I rush to the stern of the boat. At the stern, two followers of the dragon god hold on to Xiaojiang as they prepare to jump into an approaching bamboo boat. Gasp! I raise my sword and rush at them. I manage to injure one of the two men, and he gives a yelp as he falls. The followers of the dragon gods are magicians. They are helpless when pitted against an ordinary swordsman who has trained for a long time, like me. I take this chance to rush to Xiaojiang, but the other person uses her as a shield and viciously kicks me right in the chest where the sacred seal rests. Ouch. Ugh. Damn. If they manage to steal away Xiaojiang, then everything that we've done up to now would have been all for naught. Oh, Prince.
It's Paprika! Oh, shit.
狗贼！我杀了你们！
Bastards, I'm gonna kill you.
臭小子！
Brat.
他来了，别管他们。
The boat is here. Forget about them. I don't think so. Yes, this is a generic cult guy. I use my remaining strength to rush at them as they escape and manage to grab hold of their legs. The two men land with a bang as Xiaozhan slips out of their grip and into the water. I watch Xiaozhan disappear beneath the fast-flowing waters. Without a second thought, I dive in after her. I barely manage to catch her in my arms. The impact of me hitting the water causes me to black out for a moment. And I come to while struggling against the current, but my limbs are no longer obeying me. I must fight for control. The water and the girl in my arms are both colder than ice. In the dimness of my consciousness, I can see that big, pale fish again. Prince, is this a dream? Is this reality? Who is calling out for me? I hope we're not dying. A blurry figure approaches me with open arms. Oh, gasp. My chest hurts so badly. In my pain, I reach for my chest, but my arms will not move. Someone is weighing down my arms, a person with a sickly, dehydrated complexion, like a dry twig. Xiaozhen? My blurry thoughts are clearing now. I quickly raise a finger to her nose to see. Oh, good. She's still bleeding. This is 3rd chapter. I can only stream till the beginning of the 5th. Like, after I finish the 4th chapter, I'm gonna have to stop. Because that's as far as they want me to be able to stream. They being the game company.
那边找过了没有？
Have you searched over there?
找过了，没有。
I searched there, but there was nothing. I also don't know if there's, like, bad ends to this game. I assume so. I mean, I know there's, like, bad route ends, but I didn't know if there's, like, bad ends. I want to call out, but I see the men in black and know they are not my They are not my men from the royal guards. Those damnable followers of the dragon god. Since they are near, I can only carry Xiaozhan quietly into the water where there's some tall grass behind a tree.
我好像听到有什么声音。
I hear something.
你先盯着岸上，我到河里那堆草里看看。
You keep an eye on the bank while I search the tall grass by the river.
稀稀拉拉的，一眼就可以看到，也值得找。
You can see from just a glance. Do you really need to search so thoroughly?
先驶个万年船。
It's better to be safe than sorry. Suddenly, there's a disturbance as a patch of tall grass starts to sway. I then see a black spear hit the water, and it misses me by a hair's breadth. Grabbing Xiaozhan by the waist, I try to move away from the spear without making too much movement. The dragon god's followers keeps throwing his spear into the water and almost hits me a few times. After a few moments, my body runs out of oxygen, and I cannot help but release a few bubbles.
娘的，不是叫你看好岸上的吗？
Damn it, didn't I tell you to watch the banks of the river?
我看着呢。
I am watching it.
那怎么有丢石头的声音啊？
Then why did I hear a stone fall into the water?
有吗？
Was there such a sound?
我过去看看。
I'll go over there and take a look. I carry Xiaozhan out of the water. But before I can catch my breath, a pair of hands cover my mouth and drag us out of the tall grass. Paprika! I stare at him in surprise. So, it was he who threw the stone that distracted the followers. Goujian glances at Xiaozhan, who is still laying in my arms, then points to a large log that has fallen into the water. There, in the rotting log, is a big hole. We hurry to the log and hide in it together with Xiaozhan. She is the princess. She's a princess of a neighboring kingdom, who got poisoned. She got cursed, and we're trying to break the curse because her big brother the king is going to declare war if she's dead. Her big brother was trying to marry her off to me, and so she came to me to like see me, and she got caught by these cultists, and they cursed her. No, different curse than ours. It's like a kill you in a couple days curse. Ours is like kill you in a while. Huh, something seems to be splashing in the water. I finally caught you. Huh?
是条鱼，个头也不小啊。
Oh, it's just a large fish.
娘的，害得老子戳半天。
Damn it, we've been searching for days now. Or for half a day now.
莫不是被冲到更下游去了？
Could they have been swept further downriver?
要是冲到关城附近，恐怕会被路人先发现。咱们快走！
If they manage to get close to the border town, they might get picked up by a passerby. Let's go.
都走远了，出来吧。
They should be gone now. Let's get out of here. Where are we?
应该是吴国边境关城的上游。
We should be upstream of Ung's border town. The followers of the dragon god sure act fast. We're not even out of Ung yet.
你在怀疑我？
Prince, do you not trust me? I'm not doubting anyone. I am just trying to think of a way to prevent their next attack.
你的侍卫忠心不二，哼，所以就只有我会出卖你了。
Your guards are all loyal to a fault. And now you're left with the only one who will betray you. We have never said that.
我们这就去关城，你把我交给吴兵看押，再找个当地人带路就行了。何必在这里跟我说这种外交辞令？
We will go to the border town. Once there, you can have your guards watch me, as well as find a local guide to show you the way. So why are you being so formal with me now? You know that I don't mean it. I've never doubted you, Aji.
你只是不信勾践。
It is Goujian who you do not trust. The way he stares at me makes the words that I want to say stay lodged in my throat. What can I do? I am now the only person who Xiaojiang can rely on. Even the slightest mistake can cause me a lot of pain and problems. He lets out a bitter laugh.
其实，你对阿九又有多大信任呢？怎么从没亲口向我坦诚你是女子？
How much did you really trust Ashi? How come you never told me you were a girl? No, I didn't think of how I could... I just read that straight. I didn't think of how that I could twist that to be trans-affirming. Whatever. I stand there in stunned silence as I clutch the hem of my clothes, while the expression on my face says... Oh, on his face says so. It is true. When did you discover that?
你以为呢？
When do you think? Goujian lets out a snort as he carries Xiaojiang and walks away from the bank of the river. It is then that I see the clothes on his back are torn and tattered and covered with blood. Was it... Prince? Is this a dream? Is this reality? Who is calling out to me? Yeah, Paprika, don't misgender the king. Come on. Come on, Paprika, you can do it. We believe in you. A blurry figure approaches me with open arms. Did you jump into the water when Xiaojiang and I fell in? He walks away wordlessly. Thinking back, there were some sharp rocks at the bottom of the rushing water. That idiot. Ashu, wait for me. Oh, wow. I think we might have accidentally gotten on Paprika's route. We'll see. We'll see. Does this have any way for me to check? Relation? I don't think it's relation because we did relation earlier, and that's like how everybody like connects together. Oh, hey, there's Xiaojiang. We finally got to see what Xiaojiang looks like, though we didn't really mean to. Nice. All right. What about screen? Oh. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. I made it full screen. That makes sense, though. Alright. Well, we'll keep going. We start a fire to dry our clothes. After a short break, we hurry along the bank of the river to a bridge that spans the border of and Yu. We plan to cross the bridge that will lead us to Zhuluo village. I should remember how to say that from hearing someone pronounce Lo Bingye, but I don't remember. Judging by the map that Goujian drew for us before we left the safest route would be to go through the border town, where we'll meet up with Shangfang, then take a boat up the river to our destination. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm listening to how the voice actors pronounce it and seeing if I could like pull out like, ah yes, that's that name. However, after hearing that the Dragon God's followers also plan to go to the border town, we decided against it and instead head straight to our destination. But a more pressing reason for the change is that going to the border town now would add another 3 to 4 days to our trip, and I don't think Xiaojiang will last that long. Goujian does not object to this change in plans. He's probably still angry with me, since he hasn't said much on our trips thus far. Our trek drags on uneventfully until the afternoon of the second day of our journey. Which proves that the saying, when it rains, it pours, is true. As we almost reach the end of our journey, we discover that the bridge has collapsed. How did it...
回大王，前面河流就分支了，要去祝罗，非得乘船不可了。
To answer your majesty, the river branches out ahead, so to get to Zhulao village, we will need to take a boat. Goujian is finally taking the initiative to talk to me again, although he's keeping his head low. I can't tell if he's being humble or just mocking me. Yeah, the phonics are different. Is there not a pier nearby? Yeah, because I know there's like 2 specific ways that you can like Romanize Chinese, and I don't know, there's like each one is like better than the other in certain areas and worse than the other in others, and it's just like, well, I'm just doing my best with what it shows me. All right.
恐怕要绕回去关城附近才好。
I'm afraid that the nearest pier is at the border town. What did I? Oh yeah, is there not a pier nearby? Nope. Nearest border, by the border town.
喂，那边的小兄弟。
Greetings to you, young people over there.
别怕见，只是个普通的农夫。
Don't draw your sword. He's just a farmer. I love that we're so jumpy. We're like, we'll kill you, we'll kill you. And poor Paprika's like, calm your tits.
你们是要过桥吗？前几天下大雨，河水暴涨，给冲坏了。
Did you want to cross the bridge? It was washed away a few days ago by surge in the river caused by the big storm. Oh, fuck.
阿叔，这里有船能去对岸吗？
Sir, is there a boat that can take us to the bank on the other side?
平时也有些小孩用竹排在河里抓着鱼，现在水那么急，谁都不敢下去喂河伯呀。
There's usually a group of children who fish on their bamboo rafts over here, but with the river so swollen, who would even dare get so close to it?
我们有急事要去对岸，求阿叔给我们指条路。
We need to get to the other side of the bank urgently, so could you please tell us how to get there?
再急也不能拿命开玩笑嘛！你们可以到阿叔村里歇几天，等界桥修好了再走。
No matter how urgent the issue is, you cannot make light of your own lives. You can come to my place and wait until the situation improves before being on your way. We need to do this to save a life, which is why I'm begging you.
作死的拦不住，再往下游走，河道左拐的地方有一片沼泽，人倒能趟过去。但是那地儿邪门的很，听说有妖怪出没。
You cannot stop death from happening. If you go further downstream, there is a marsh that you may cross, but there are monsters in it.
我怎么没听说过？
Why have I not heard of it?
也是最近1-2年才有的事儿。心急要被鱼刺卡，阿叔不会骗你们的，还是等水退了乘船过河吧。
It only started happening 1 or 2 years ago. Haste makes waste. I will not lie to you, but it would be better for you to wait it out and cross later with a boat.
这个阿叔说的有道理。你一路都在喘气，就算你不愿去村里歇息，我们还可以绕回去关城。
The farmer is right. You've been panting throughout our entire journey, so even if you don't want to go into his village to take a break, we can go back up to the border town. We cannot afford any delays. I look at Xiaozhang anxiously. She is still unconscious on Gaoxiang's back. Although the jadefish amulet is keeping her life hanging by a thread, anyone would be half dead by now if they, like her, could not eat or drink for a few days.
年轻人就是不拿命当回事儿，你们自己多小心啊！
Young people never value their lives. Please be careful. Thank you very much, sir. We will be on our way. I'm sorry, but I cannot wait any longer.
大王非凡，足以成国之重。罪臣没有资格反对大王的命令。
Ooh. Your Majesty is ever wise, and with the weight of the kingdom on your shoulders, I am in no position to object to your Majesty's orders. This is not an order. Yeah, I know. Like, we're literally trying to save someone. Like, come on. Gozhao turns around to look at me, and I look back at him with an expression of sincerity, as if the words had come from my heart. Paprika, please. No matter what happens, what becomes of our friendship, I would never be able to put on airs in front of him. I know that the harder I push on, the heavier the burden is for you, but Xiaozhang is getting worse and worse.
知道。瞧你气成这样子。
I know, you don't need to be so anxious. How can I not be anxious? It's either if she dies and kill you, or she gets better. He mumbles as he lifts Xiaozhang higher up his back, and with long strides, he starts in the direction of the swamp. I secretly let out a sigh of relief and quicken my pace to catch up with him. It's time to take a sip, babes. Water. The swamp is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Although the waters are not deep, the currents from the river have made them muddy. The forest canopy casts dark shadows all around us, and it's hard to watch our steps, making it difficult to walk. Surrounded by rotten trees as far as my eyes can see, I'm starting to become depressed.
走不到天黑，从现在开始就得想办法落脚了。
We should stop walking before nightfall. Right now, we need to find somewhere to camp for the night. Camp here?
天黑了之后就辨不清方向了，倒是能看见幽魂山鬼。你敢不敢走啊？
Excuse me. It is easy to lose one's sense of direction once it gets dark. We might also encounter demons and ghosts. So, do you still want to keep walking?
I'm not afraid. You can't scare me.
哦，那这个大王怕不怕？
Oh, then is your majesty afraid of this? Goljian turns around with a snake covered in colorful, patterned scales, and it's thick as a hempen rope. He takes it and waves it in front of me.
Be careful with that.
放心吧，没毒。
Don't worry, it's harmless. What was Paprika thinking was gonna happen? Did he think I was gonna, like, scream? Was he like, haha, look at this? Like, obviously you're gonna be afraid of snakes. And I'm just like, dude, stop that. I'm like, dude, that's dangerous. Don't do that. Like, geez, Paprika. Saying this, he tosses the snake quite a ways from us. This man is more like a wild man than the king of a kingdom.
不然大王以为我是怎么活过这3年的？
How do you think I survived as a slave for the past 3 years? Feeling a sense of guilt, I lower my head and stare at my feet. The life of a king who's become a slave is not just fraught with hardships, but is also one filled with loneliness, as there would be no one willing to lend a helping hand. He was a king. So he was the king of the Yi kingdom, except the Yi kingdom and the Ng kingdom went to war, apparently, I think. And the Ng kingdom, like, took over. And so he became a slave. What would it be like for a person who has, ever since birth, led a life of luxury to now live such a miserable life of humiliation? What's more, he's not once complained about it to Prince. From the hardships that I've experienced since I began this journey, I think I can understand him a bit better now. A little bit, yeah.
这种时候，野人比国君派得上用场，不亏。
At a time like this, a wild man is more useful than a king.
I'm not.
Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Why is the sacred seal hurting at a time like this?
你怎么了？
Prince, what's wrong?
30年生意
Oh my.
不如死。
How happy can you be? Yep, it's the bad dragon. How happy can you be with that wretched life of yours? You might as well just die. Oh. Well then, sir. I blink my eyes as my consciousness returns. I realize that if Goljian had been a split second slower, I would have fallen into the mud.
I know what you meant, Rose. I know what you meant.
Oh. Thanks, Paprika, for saving me from a muddy death.
I just tripped. I'm fine. I secretly clutched the jade fish at my waist. Although it was only for a brief moment, the bitter animosity that I felt just then makes me tremble.
35年。
How happy can you be with that wretched life of yours?
You might as well just die.
35
Oh, okay, we're just gonna repeat it. Oh, okay, got it.
生意好，
Thanks for repeating it. I understand. I've
不如
heard it.
死了。
I get it, Mr. Dragon. You want me dead. Get lost. Suddenly, it feels like there's someone grabbing hold of my hand. My eyes widen to find Goljian at my side.
Hey, Paprika. Sup? So I just had like an episode where I talked to a bad dragon, like a really nasty dragon. Everything cool? We still good? I'm fine.
逞什么强？你需要休息。
Stop being so hard on yourself. You need to rest. Without another word, Gojang pulls me under a big tree. I cannot refuse him when he's so insistent about it. The floating island that he has us sitting on makes me a little anxious. The ground shifts a little, but doesn't sink.
你的手是不是受伤了？
Hello, everyone who just tuned in. Thank you so much for joining. We are playing the My Vow to My Liege,
And I think we might have gotten ourselves on a route, but I'm not certain. Did you hurt your hand? I open my palm without thinking. It's covered in traces of blood that have taken the shape of the amulet.
你是傻子吗？
Are you stupid? He frowns as he treats my wounds. I watch him bend over my injury and reminded of our innocent days, where we were just Prince and Ajie. Those were the days when our troubles were as far away from us as the clouds in the sky. Oh, Paprika, please don't call me stupid. Like, I'm really trying here. They were such beautiful but short-lived days.
你看上去很累了，睡吧。
You look tired. Would you like to take a nap? I'm reminded of the voice just now and shake my head. I hurt all over, so I don't think I'll be able to fall asleep. Let's just chat.
你以前就特别重视这块鱼。
Why are you so attached to that jade fish? A friend gave it to me when we were children. It was his clan token and can drive out evil.
那位朋友一定很重视你。
That friend must really care a lot about you. Maybe. Shortly after giving me this jade amulet, he passed away. To this day, I don't know if he died for or for me.
身为王子，国家和个人本来就没法彻底分开来看。何况，如今你是国君。
As a king, there's no difference between yourself and your kingdom. That is especially true now that you are king. True. That is what it means to be a king.
听起来却不像是愿意做的事情。
It sounds like you're unwilling to face the fact. I am afraid that I haven't performed well.
其实，我认出之前咬着我们不放的人是龙神信徒。
Oh. To tell you the truth, I've known for quite a while now that it is the followers of the dragon god that have been persistently chasing after us. Why didn't you say anything, dude?
吴越相邻，当年阖闾大动干戈剿灭龙神信徒，我岂会不知？黑衣覆面和刺青是他们的标记。
How could I not know of the time Heru tried exterminating all of the dragon god's followers, especially when the kingdoms of and Yu share a border? I even know that black clothing and tattoos are their trademarks.
你跟我说句老实话吧，他们是为报仇而来的。
Prince, please answer me honestly. Are they doing this for revenge? Yes. Mage Xian, the previous head priest of had intended to unify the dragon god's followers in an attempt to take over the throne. So we had all of the traitors executed.
这也是逼使你隐瞒女子身份继位的原因吗？
Ugh. Excuse me. That was gross.
Is that why you had to pretend to be a man to succeed to you had to become a man? Is that why you became a man? Paprika means well. I think Paprika means well. He's trying. I am a man, but thank you, Paprika.
早在虎丘山上，我就怀疑你是个女子了。
Yes. Today I woke up and I was like, I think I will pretend to be a man. Paprika's trying his best. I long had my suspicions that you were trans. You know what? We'll just change it to that. I had my suspicions that you were trans, even back when we met at Tiger Hill. Thanks, Paprika. I'm shocked. I never thought he would have suspected me for so long. I thought I passed really well.
你又何须这么惊讶？我们那是太过亲近了。
Why are you so shocked? We were close friends then. Maybe too close. Oh, Paprika? What?
老实说，我到现在
Tisk, Paprika.
到底你是吴王，还是你是个女子？
To be
让我震惊。
To be honest, even now, I don't know what's more shocking. That you're the king of or that you're trans. I think I know which one should be more shocking. Paprika, I think you've got your priorities mixed up. You should be more like surprised that I am the king than what my genitals are when I was born.
也许最让我震惊的是，你把吴国治理得很好。
Maybe what shocks me the most is how well you've managed to rule the kingdom of Well, certainly did fine without you, Paprika.
Water.
Do you really think so? Yes. That I managed the kingdom of very well.
真的，我知道这有多难。毕竟，我也曾经是国君。
Yes, I know that it hasn't been easy. After all, I, too, was once a king. What? Wow! I love that we're asking why he didn't out us. Paprika, thank you for not outing us. You know what? We're just gonna change that whole line. Thank you for not outing us, Paprika.
因为我觉得，
I think it's established that Best Boy does know because he literally dresses us. And there was that scene where we were sitting in front of the mirror with like tits out, asking him like, does the mark on my chest look like black? And he was like, I don't look at your chest. Best Boy tries his best. Oh, I've always felt that we are very similar. Paprika! Is Paprika trans too? I feel like if he dresses us, he knows... Well, he doesn't look, but he dresses us. He dresses us blindfolded. On today's extreme Butler Sports, or Butler X Games, dress your liege blindfolded. Similar?
你认为是你扮成假小子为王荒唐，还是我从国君沦为奴仆更荒唐？
Which do you think is more ridiculous? You, becoming a man and succeeding the throne, or me, a king who is now a slave? Hmm.
世事颠倒无常，仿佛造化弄人。
Seldom do we see the world turned upside down, but Lady Luck makes fools of us mortals, and now I cannot take control of my own fate.
但是，我不认命。
But I won't give up. I will regain control of my own destiny. I'm stunned. Paprika, you're trans? He's like, were you listening to nothing I was saying? And I'm just like, nope. Nope, I kind of zeroed in. Yeah, Paprika's hair looks like that pleasant bedhead. Someone gets up and they're just like, yeah, it works. Goujian gazes up at the sky that is half covered by trees. The expression in his eyes dazzles me, and I cannot look away. See, okay, Fox, I'm uncertain if I accidentally took us down Paprika's path. But I don't know. I don't know when this branches off into paths, if it does. How do you plan on taking control of your destiny?
只要一息尚存，我誓不言休。
As long as there's life within me, I swear that I will not give up. Thank you. Thank you. That does not answer my question.
结果生也好，死也罢，
If I wanted to
命
live,
由我创。
if I wanted to live, good. If I die, so what? I'll live my life to the fullest. Yeah, I like Best Boy. I like Paprika. I love egg pudding. Egg pudding is so cute. I cannot wait to purchase little chunks. I'm not super into Fish Fang, but I mean, he is what it is. We haven't even met Blue Boy yet, which I find hilarious that I'm playing this game as if everybody's just gay. And then I call him, and then his nickname right now is just Blue Boy. Yeah, Fish Fang's a little aggressive. Actually, you know what? I have to run to the restroom real quick. So, go throw the BRB up. I'll leave the music on, but I'll be right back. All right, I return. Yeah, okay, Fox, I completely agree with you. I was just thinking, Fish Fang really reminds me, I don't know, I have this like really bad feeling that like Fish Fang's bad ending is gonna be, okay, well, real quick, Dramatical Murder spoilers, if anyone is like hasn't played Dramatical Murder. I'm really worried that Fish Fang's ending is gonna be like Mink from Dramatical Murder's bad end, or he's like, I can save you, you're like cursed, I can save you, and he cuts off your head. I'm really worried that that is what Fish Fang's like bad ending is gonna be. All right, dramatical murder spoilers over. Oh, of course, as soon as I laugh, I need to cough. All right, well. Okay, I'm back. Yes, Fish Fang, please be gentle with me, Fish Fang. There we go. All right. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Oh, sorry, I just got amazing news from my dad. Woo! Pa pa pa. In case it was not very obvious from how sick I have been on like Twitter and stuff, I caught the big scary sick. My whole entire family caught the big scary sick. And my dad just retested to see if he was negative, because he's been feeling a lot better now. And he tested negative. Yay! I'm so happy for him. Okay, back to the game. Hearing him say that, I see myself struggling for my life under those big dragon claws as I let out a long, blood-curdling scream. Thank you. I don't like how my like lack of breath as I was saying that line led to me putting a lot of like very odd emphasis on big dragon claws. In an instant, I finally understand why Gojian and I are so similar. Yes, my Earth Father can now join to become Tetradad. Alright. Get myself a little better situated. We have both tasted the pain of loss too many times to allow our fate to control us, to not struggle against its oppression. To take control of my destiny. Gojian, do you want to return to you? Gojian whips his head around to look at me with bright eyes. We stare at each other for quite a while before he finally nods his head.
想
Yes! I can punish you for treason for what you just said.
我本来也有无数种方法可以达成目的。我可以欺瞒你，讨好你，甚至在计划为大王献上西施的时候，我都可以暗中算计你。
Oh, I think I was watching someone play Chrono Cross. I don't think I actually like finished watching it. They finished the game. I don't know if Paprika's into that. I also have countless ways to achieve my goal. I could deceive you, please you, and even bargain with you, like I did when I offered you the information on Jishi. All I can imagine is him is like a fucking Kabedon, like him up against, like him Kabedoning us against the wall and being like, I could deceive you, please you, and even bargain with you. Yeah, he does seem like he possibly would be into that. Be like, oh, Paprika, you've been a bad ex-king. Yeah, 50-50 chance. There's 50-50 chance he falls on either side. There's a 50-50 chance he's the type who was like, I've been in a bad situation, and now... Yeah, he's probably... He feels switchy to me. Oh, Paprika. What a wonderful switch. Yeah, exactly. Like, if we end up on Paprika's route, I'm okay. Honestly, right now, I'm okay with ending up on anybody's route. I mean, Fish Fang... I'd deal with it. I'd deal with getting on Fish Fang's route if I didn't, like, wasn't, like, actively trying to get it. Which I'm not. It just means I'll probably do his route last. Then, why haven't you done so?
因为你能明白我。
Because you know me like no one else does.
你明白我，正如我知你为王，比常人多出太多苦处。
You know me, just like how I know that you are the king. We have tasted far more hardship than the common people. Yeah, I highly doubt that I'm gonna get Fish Fang's route. You mean like the dog from Undertale? Like when you pet him and his neck just keeps growing? I like Paprika. I feel if we get Paprika's route, I can spin it as two trans guys in love. Yeah, but slower? Oh. Us, like, every, like, by the end of the game, his head is like, like, he just noticed his hair's getting off screen. I think, okay, no, hear me out. So hear me out. A slow, I say slow burn, but not like romantic slow burn. A slow burn horror visual novel where that happens and you just realize that the like that character is turning into like a monster. Like as you're like, whoa, your neck is like much bigger. And it's like, oh shit, you're monsterized now. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool to have like that really subtle shift.
我敬佩你。
Oh.
我不愿骗你。
Oh, I admire you, Prince, so I do not wish to lie to you. Oh, Paprika. All right. He said, Prince, not Fuchai or Your Majesty, but Prince. Fine. Once we have cured Xiaojiang, I will allow you to return to you. He's like, whoa, wait a second, what? Uh-oh. Yeah, Prince is the, like, affectionate nickname I gave. Yeah, in the game, our name is like, oh, it's like Janteng? Something Teng. I don't remember. But instead of, because, like, the affectionate Chinese, like Chinese pet name almost, is you could put, like, in front of it. So, like, that's why his name is, like, Jiang. That's the, like, close nickname. But I made the close nickname Prince because I felt that would be kind of, like, adorable. Like, if suddenly they started, like, calling me Prince, and I'm just like, yes! So, Goujian wears an expression of disbelief. With eyes opened wide, he quickly kneels down and prostrates himself before me. Yeah, I think it's really cute that they're like, Janteng, Fuchai, Your Majesty, and then Prince. And, like, that's when you know it's, like, super close, is Prince. Aww. Aww.
感激不尽。
Aww. This sinner cannot thank you enough. Aw, Paprika.
Stop, don't thank me so hastily. There will be conditions that you must agree to before you can return.
The countries north of the river have always despised, yet feared the Ng. War will break out sooner or later. Although the kingdom of Chu has been heavily damaged, its foundation still stands. It is only a matter of time before they retaliate against Ng. Okay, yeah, no, you're right, Rose. I could definitely see him being like, Your Majesty, please punish this sinner. And me or the protagonist being like, okay. Yeah, Fox, I think you get gold star for calling that first. You must manage the kingdom of Yu well so that Ng may have another ally. I may regret the decision that I have made today, but I most definitely understand you. Ajie, I want you to take control of your own destiny. Yeah, Paprika, you go make your own kingdom, and then when we can get married and, like, combine our kingdom's power, and it'll be sweet. It'll be sweet and cool. Yeah, Paprika? Sound good? Aw, Paprika. Goujian stares at me with his mouth open wide, then finally kneels down once more and bows before me. Aww. Precious boy. The pain in my chest slowly fades, and I cannot help but smile. Listen here, Paprika. That just sounds like a grandfather. Paprika! This is a gamble. But who is to say that I don't have choices? That I won't be able to take control of my own destiny? Enough. Kneeling and bowing here on this barren and untamed mountain is pretty foolish. Now, get up.
也对。
Oh, you're right. We look at each other and burst out laughing. Oh, fuck. If your neck grows even 1 more millimeter, I will declare you a Zergulian and leave these woods. The fuck is this? Excuse me, the fuck is this? I think we just found a monster.
怎么了？
Ooh, we got the dramatic music. What is it? I think I hear a strange noise. Yeah, it spies upon the gay. It's the bad dragon. It sees the gay.
我也听到了。
I hear it too.
小心后面！
I hear it too, and it's coming closer. Watch your back. I'm gonna turn up the voice just a little bit. As I turn around, something smelling of rotten flesh flies at my face. I instinctively reach out and grab it. It's a snake! I throw the snake down as hard as I can. It is then, as it wriggles nonstop, that I notice that it's black and about 2 feet long. It cannot be. As I draw my sword, whoa, several black snakes spring out of the water and come at us like black arrows. The snakes didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, no, we didn't instinctively dodge, we instinctively grabbed. With my sword in hand, I can smell the putrid stink of snake blood that seems to permeate all around me. Jeez! These snakes are far bigger than the ones that attacked me. If any one of them were to wrap their bodies around us, we would be in serious danger. Yeah, seriously, who is like, I know exactly what to throw. Instead of arrows, I'll throw
怎么越杀越
snakes.
多了？
How is it that they keep coming, even after we've killed so many? The strange noise I hear seems to be getting louder and louder. I take a quick glance behind me and see hundreds of the black snakes slithering on the trees and rotten logs that barely stay afloat due to the weight. From a distance, it looks as though the swamp is boiling.
快跑！
Run? I'm all for that. Guozhang throws Xiaozhang over his shoulder and grabs my hand as we flee the floating islands. Do you know which direction we need to go?
来不及仔细看了，凭感觉吧。
Oh, there's no time to look. We gotta go with our instincts. The bottom of the swamp is very soft, and we seem to sink deeper into the ground with each step that we take. We would have been too tired to move if it hadn't been for a short reprieve, although we are not much better off now for it. Duck! Wow, I really thought it said fuck there, and I was like, oh wow! Fuck! I slash at a snake that is thick as a child's thigh. Mud and snake blood splash onto my face. Ew. But I have no time to wipe it off. With a backslash, I kill yet another enemy of unknown origin. Oh. Guozhang seems to be in no better shape than I. A black snake falls under his shoulders, and that nearly causes him to slip into the water.
这肯定是那位阿叔说的沼泽精怪。
This must be the swamp monster the farmer was talking about. Yeah, monstrous snakes. You don't say. Would normal snakes gather like this to kill us? We are unable to take a break due to the mountain of snakes. After killing an endless number of snakes, the trees thin out some, and I could finally see ground, or more ground than just the floating islands. Yeah, snakes, eels, whatever.
看来不远了，再坚持一下。
Looks like the exit isn't far now. Let's keep going. Something isn't right. Can you feel it?
攻击我们的大蛇变少了。等等，他们在拼命向前游。
There are less snakes attacking us? Wait, they're swimming ahead of us now. Are these very smart snakes, or are we running from something bigger? Oh. Are they planning a frontal attack?
一群臭蛇有那么聪明吗？
Can a nest of snakes be that intelligent? My legs shake a little, just like the screen. I squint my eyes to better see where the snakes are congregating, and notice a dark clump of bush that seems to grow taller and clearer the closer I get. Yeah, snake strats. Once I see its smooth, slippery belly more clearly, a black python, more than a few 100 feet long, comes charging right at us. Ah! Prince! Goujian pushes me away, and with one gash, he gives the python a horizontal gash to its belly. One slash. Unexpectedly, the giant python doesn't bleed from the cut. Its belly gushes even more snakes? There are a countless number of black snakes wriggling in its belly as the wound closes before our very eyes, like it had never been wounded in the first place. This unnatural scene is making our hair stand on end.
龙神信徒，
It's a snake full of snakes. It's snakeception. We're being attacked by snake inception. Yeah, try fire. That's my next thing. Burn them all. Burn them all. Followers of the dragon god. Yeah? Oh, we looked past the snake to see, I was like, yes, and? We looked past the snake to see a few figures in black standing on higher ground, playing a strange and accursed song. Their bodies emit a black smoke-like aura that seems to follow the eerie chant as it enters the black giant python.
果然是他们在搞鬼。
Oh, just as I thought. This is their doing. Let's cut off the snake's head.
信徒交给你了。
Oh, I'll leave the followers to you. What are we gonna do about the unconscious woman on your back? Oh, got it. It's me. Before finishing his sentence, he flings Xiaojiang at me and rushes at the giant python with a slash.
臭蛇，冲我来啊！
Damn snake, come at me. I tighten my hold on Xiaojiang as I grit my teeth and run in the other direction. Neither of us can defeat such a strange monster. Our only way to win is to get rid of its source, the dragon god's followers. Ajia must have thought of this, which is why he's trying to bait the snake. If I were to worry about him and turn back, I would be betraying his trust in me. Yeah, come at me, beast! We are already at the edge of the swamp. All we need is a last-ditch effort. Suddenly, a person in black lets out a strange scream.
什么？
What the? Goujian's exclamation shocks me, and I turn around. Oh. The swamp floor starts to bubble as hundreds of black snakes leap up. In the blink of an eye, they join together with the giant python and begin charging straight at me.
快跑！
Run! The giant python comes at me like the wind, and there's no time for me to make an escape. A strong sense of dissatisfaction rises within me, and my tired body suddenly perks with energy. With one thrust, I stab my sword into the pitch-black belly of the python. If only I had this kind of courage when I was faced with that giant white beast 5 years ago. I'll take control of my destiny. I cut open the belly of the python with my sword, and it gives a howl of anger. It then opens its mouth wide and rushes at me. It's Waterman! It's Blue Boy! Suddenly, hundreds of swords rise from the water around me and pierce through the giant python. With just that one attack, The water swords manage to shred the monster into thousands of pieces. Spatters of mud fly onto my face as I stand there in a daze. Was that snake monster made out of mud? And what were those swords of water? Hey there! Like an unstoppable tornado, water swords fly majestically through the sky towards the giant snake, which is attacking Goujian. Yeah, it wasn't resistant to physical. It was resistant to physical damage. Magical damage, not so much. Water. Water drinking ASMR for all of you lovelies. Alright. I gotta think of a nickname for this guy now that we've met him. Or now, now that we've seen him. Because Egg Pudding got his nickname pretty much as soon as we saw him. Paprika wasn't far behind. A mesmerizing figure in white dances gracefully. His sword strikes are so... Oh, his sword strokes, probably meant to be strikes, I don't know, are so fast they look like flashes of lightning. His long sleeves sway like the long tail of that big, beautiful fish that frequents my dreams. It all seems so unbelievable against the tragic backdrop of mud and blood. My vision starts to blur from the sprays of water and mud as I watch the giant... Oh, strokes? Okay, yeah. As I watch the giant snake get cut into thousands of pieces by the water swords. The followers let out wretched screams before falling dead as their evil souls leave their bodies. Gotcha. We're saved. My body goes limp like a ball falling from midair, and I tumble to the ground. But I stare forlornly at the figure in white as I have overcome with a feeling of familiarity. He's clearly... Goujian rushes to my side, but a pair of strong and fair hands are one step ahead of him. They gently pick me up into their embrace. With the problem solved, a long-forgotten feeling of security overcomes me as my consciousness slowly fades. Yeah, he's Waterboy. Oh, he's the Waterboy? Is that what you want his nickname to be, Waterboy? I feel like we almost could call him Dewdrop. Because Waterboy makes it sound like he, brings water to the, football teams. Bring me a drink, Waterboy. Yeah, I like Dewdrop. Alright, so this is Dewdrop. Someone sighs softly in my ears. Aw, Prince, don't be afraid. Oh! He's so cute! Oh, achievement unlocked. Boyfriends. I met all the boys. Alright. So this is chapter 4, which means this is the last chapter that I could stream. Yep, last chapter. But fingers crossed. Here's hoping it'll go well. All right, Prince. It's too dangerous for you to attend the ritual to kill the dragon god. I hope you will be spared, but I know that it is of the utmost importance that every member of the royal family attend. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. The head priest has already informed me of the dangers. Oh, that's right. My name is Tengyu. Tengyu. Since you're not afraid, I need to be just as brave as you. I knew you would say that. Here, this is for you.
Isn't this the jade fish amulet that never leaves your side?
Absolutely. It turns into a rhythm game. And the music is banging, but I have to outdance the dragon god.
余玉寄宿着玉灵，我自少已无力供养，他的力量早已不逊于我。
Yes, this jade amulet houses a magical spirit which I have nourished with my own magical powers for a long time now. Now, its power is on par with mine. Isn't that supposed to be given to your future yin fish as a token of love? Why are you giving it to me? Wow! Prince, I don't know. Why is he giving it to you? I wonder.
Let's think.
Could it be that he's head over heels in love with you? Entirely possible.
若有什么万一，余玉能救你的命。
If something should happen, this amulet can save your life. Then that's all the more reason why I should not take it. What will happen if your powers aren't enough when you're alone on Tiger Hill?
必须先在太湖把龙神精魂封入大鼎，才会运到虎丘以见证加固的。我这边没那么危险，你就拿去吧。
Yeah, exactly. This symbol of intense love that you would only give to the one you loved? Why would you give it to me? Gee, I wonder. They will have to seal the dragon god's spirit in the sacred ding before transporting it to Tiger Hill to have the seal reinforced by the sword formation. You will be in more danger than me, so you should take it.
Oh. You mustn't give it to me. This is for the one you love.
And the whole time, Dewdrop is just staring at us like, God, you're an idiot.
就当是安我的心。等秋季结束后，你再还我。
Uh-huh.
好不好？
Uh-huh.
Prince, just think of it as giving me peace of mind. Take it. You can return it to me once the ceremony is over. Agreed? Since you feel that way, fine.
今之所愿，唯望你能平安。
My only wish in this life is for Prince to be safe.
Sunlight. After a few days of continuous rain and gloomy skies, the warm and gentle sunlight is especially comforting.
Yeah, he should have wished both of us were safe. If only it wasn't so bright. Wait, where am I? I tumble out of bed and look around. It seems that I'm alone in a simple, tidy wooden hut. The smell of medicinal herbs hangs in the air. I find that all my wounds have already been treated, and even my usual ailments are not giving me as much pain as they usually do. I take in my surroundings with suspicion. I cannot find my sword. Left with no choice, I pick up a stick that's lying next to the door and give it a few practice swings. Yeah, hindsight's 2020. Yeah. Well, I think you could really spin that in a romantic way of like, I wish that the both of us will be safe. Like, safe together. You know, that kind of romantic stuff. Good. This should be helpful. Wait a minute. Where's Ashu and Xiaozhang? This is the stick of power. Only for use by the powerful. Why have I come to possess it? Oh.
小哥，你醒了。
Hello, lad. Are you all right? A plainly dressed village woman appears. She puts down her broom and comes to greet me warmly.
你肚子肯定饿了，阿姐给你做鱼羹，你快先回屋歇着啊。
Yeah, eyeless green woman. Ah, Miss No Eyes. You must be hungry. I'll make you some fish soup while you rest in the hut. Wait a minute, miss. Green Dad! Yes! This is where we'll find Green Dad! And we can progress on our journey to find the Tetra Dads! I suddenly feel something holding me back. Looking down, I see that I'm surrounded by village children. They eye me with curiosity.
去，把客人吓着了。先生下次不给糖吃了啊。
Shoo, you're scaring our guest. If you don't stop it, the gentleman will not give you any sweets next time.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool if it's like, this is a like royal intrigue, and then there's the secret path when you've gotten everything, and it's like, collect the Tetra Dads. The village children disperse like a school of small fish and laugh as they run away. I put down my stick awkwardly. Miss, can you please tell me where I am?
这是祝罗村呐。
Judo. This is Judo Village. Judo Village. Is there a doctor by the name of Jishi here?
小哥，这就是西子的家呀。
Mr. Kiddo. Lad. Lad feels a little, like, weird, but you know what? We'll go with it. Lad. Lad. This is Mr. Jishi's home. I look around the area to see a simple and clean courtyard surrounded by a few wooden huts. In the middle of the courtyard lay a few bamboo sieves. On them are strange plants and insects that were left to dry. This really does look like the residence of a doctor. The village woman continues to explain.
你们几个被先生从沼泽救了回来，身上都有伤，睡了好几天呢。那沼泽有精怪，你们遇到了先生，运气真是好得不得了。
When the gentleman rescued you and brought you out of the swamp, you were all covered in wounds. You had slept for a few days after that. You were all very fortunate to have survived the monsters in that swamp.
Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight.
Yes, the village is making me feel simple and clean. That's true. Do you know where the two people who were with me are? Miss, have you seen them?
那是当然啦。
No, of course. Ah, she got real close. Oh. The village woman takes out a piece of cloth from her pocket and hands it to me.
这是你那位兄弟让我转交给你的，他昨天一早就离开村子了。
This is what that young man asked me to pass to you. He left the village yesterday morning. Anxiously, I unfold the cloth. On it is a message from Goljian. Prince, I'm going to the border town to look for the others. Please trust me and wait for me. And wait here for me. Ah, shit. Aw, thank you.
那个小妹嘛，一两句话说不清楚，你跟我来。
As for the little girl, I cannot explain it. You better follow me. Oh, shit. She did. The village woman brings me to a hut and takes out a bunch of keys.
这穷乡僻壤的，倒也不是防贼，主要是怕村里那些小毛头不懂事，不是故意把人锁起来的。
Although there's nothing to steal from this poor remote village, we were afraid that the village idiot might do something stupid. Well, I guess that's kind of in the job title. We'd only meant to protect her by locking her up. Oh, I bet she's really fucking pissed. She unlocks the door while apologizing to me. Behold the keys of the 800 dimensions. Each one leads to a new, somewhat differently gay dimension. Hell yeah, give me those keys. In the dark of the hut, and after my eyes adjust to the darkness, I am greeted with a shocking sight. Oh. Xiaoxiang seems to be floating in midair. Her arms, which have been curled tightly in front of her, are now lying by her sides. Time to call the exorcist. Time to call the exorcist. Nope, 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 not fucking dealing with this. The ominous dagger that she had been holding is also suspended in midair and is now dangling, tipped down, directly over her heart. If it falls but a few inches, it will pierce her heart. There is a bird engraved on the dagger with gems for eyes, and they gleam sinisterly. I feel like it's trying to read my mind. The village woman suddenly pulls me back as I'm about to take a step in. She has a lot of strength for someone so petite. Her one yank forces me to take several steps backwards. Yeah, the Dragon God people are fucking like...
千万别进去，会碰乱那些线的。
Oh. Be careful, don't go in or you'll bump into the strings. Strings? Yes, the little lines all around. It is then that I notice something shiny as it reflects the light coming in through the door. Exactly. It is one of the many strands of silver string that are tightly strung tightly strung all around the hut. It is also these silver strings that are holding up the girl and the dagger. Making them look like they're floating in midair upon first glance. Ah, so they are being strung up.
先生交代过，在小妹醒来之前，碰不得那些线。
The gentleman has instructed me that no one should touch those strings before the girl wakes up. Well then. Saying this, the village woman locks the doors and hands the keys over to me with a smile.
不过他说，等你看过了之后，就把钥匙给你。你想看随便看，就是千万别再踩进去了。
He also said that once you've awoken and have seen this, I should hand the keys over to you. Feel free to look in on her, but please don't go in. Oh, thank you, miss. And where is Mr. Zishi?
他去河边清洗草药了。你从院子出去，顺着左边的小路下坡，就能看到了。
He went to the river to wash his herbs. If you take... Why does that sound like... I don't know why my brain thinks that's like a clandestine covering up of like a bad word. He went to go wash his herbs. If you take the footpath down, you will see him on the left. Thank you. After thanking the village woman, I turn around and run out of the courtyard.
找到他了，就赶紧回来喝鱼羹啊！
Come back quickly. Don't forget to finish your fish soup. Is it because I feel well rested, or because the medicine he gave me was so effective that my body feels light as a feather? It's been many years since I felt this way. Even my heart feels like it's soaring. The footpath goes downhill, and I can already smell the faint scent of water. Dewdrop, 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 dewdrop. Suddenly, a thought crosses my mind. I slow down my pace. My life starts to flash before my eyes as if I were on the brink of death. Everything that happened in my past feels so unreal. Yeah, I don't know if we've just been wearing the same ass clothes or if we've like had to dress ourselves. They haven't exasperated on that, extrapolated on that, whatever. Although I cannot deny that we were indeed saved by a man named Jishi. Visions of a man dressed in white while standing amid that black, swampy water come to my mind. What is AutoMod trying to do? I don't see what AutoMod's trying to do. Let me see if I open a different tab. Oh. There we go. There we go. Suddenly, a thought crosses my mind. Begone, I said to the thought. So I cannot auto-mod from my phone dashboard. Nice to know. Alright. I cover my mouth in amazement. It's not possible. This must be the illusion that one has before they die. Ever since the nightmares about what happened at Lake Tai began, the image of that person keeps appearing in my mind. That must be why I'm seeing a vision of him as my rescuer. That must be it. After all, when I went to the Sword Pond 5 years ago and saw the place filled with dead bodies, among them was it? As I tried to piece the past events together in my mind, I become more and more confused as to what really happened. Yeah, dude. So, Fox, as soon as you said Dewdrop has a lot going on, I read it as like Dewdrop has it going on. So my brain was like, Dewdrop has got it going on. He's all that I want, and I've waited for so long. Dewdrop, can't you see? You're the one for me.
Bye, Rose! Thank you!
Amid the chaos in my mind, one assumption seems clear. If only that person were alive. I run like the wind to the riverside. Next to an old tree that's half submerged in water, I see a familiar figure with his back turned towards me, his head lowered. He is staring at 2 mounds of dirt that are under a tree. I hold my breath and slow down my pace as my vision begins to blur. In front of me is a man with hair fluttering lightly in the breeze. He carries with him an air of gentle dignity, just like my childhood dreams which have disappeared and never returned.
It's Dewdrop!
Prince. The man turns around and faces me with a warm smile. Dewdrop! A refreshing breeze blows from the direction of the river, and all the hardships that I've faced these past 5 years, seem to disappear with it. The only thing I can remember is our final moments together, and Yi Gong's beautiful and gentle smile. Today, I finally see for myself in that pair of calm, bright eyes, a thin, fair village man. Although I have changed since then, he is still as perfect as the day we first met. If this is a dream, please don't wake me up. Prince? Oh no, I'm freaking him out. Oh no, Dewdrop, I'm sorry.
几年不见，你可别是变傻了。
Oh, I don't see you for a few years and you turn dumb. Yi Guang opens his arms as he teases me, welcoming me like he did in our youth, and making me feel like I'd never left his side. I choke on my emotions as I punch his chest with all of my might.
哇，你用得着这么大力吗？
Whoa, Prince, did you need to use so much strength? I thought you had died. Unable to control myself, I burst into tears. Aw, Dewdrop's like, oh fuck, what? Lost in my anger, the turbulence of many mixed emotions turns into a violent storm within my heart. Suddenly, I am taken back 5 years ago, to the bloody event that happened at Lake Tai. Seeing the ground of the Sword Pond covered with fresh blood and corpses, I had torn my vocal cords with an ear-piercing scream. I had once thought that killing the dragon god would be well worth the sacrifice, but little did I know that the price would be so heavy. To secure the spirit of the dragon god, my father had reinforced the Sword Pond by cruelly sacrificing all of the people in the Shi clan. When I had rummaged through the mountain of corpses like a madman searching for Yi Guang's remains, I felt like I too had died. Why did I survive? Prince. Sorry, so sorry.
为什么要道歉？
Why do you need to apologize? I couldn't get to Tiger Hill in time to save you. I'm sorry. Aww.
这根本不关你的事，何必苛责自己？
Why are you blaming yourself when it had nothing to do with you? My head is hurting, and I am feeling dizzy. It almost feels like I'm dying again. Yi Guang lets out a sigh, then lifts my lowered head. He takes his sleeve and gently dries my tears. Under his calm and quiet gaze, I slowly regain my composure. Dewdrop! Yi Guang?
冷静些了吗？我需要你听我说话。
Have you calmed down? Prince, I need you to listen to what I'm about to say.
当年，早在秋季前，我阿娘已通过卦象卜知诸神之事凶多吉少。
At that time, before the autumn's offering ceremony, and through her divinations, my mother already knew what was going to happen.
你我早知龙神是邪魔外道，一旦他吸取了足够多的姬无魂力而邪法大成，世上就难逢敌手。
Oh.
届时覆灭的，又何止你我两族？
You and I know that the dragon god is not a real god. Once he has absorbed enough souls and magical power from the rulers of he will unleash an unstoppable force of evil upon the world. When that time comes, it will be more than just you and I that will suffer.
我爹娘族人始知诸神，为的是心中大义。哪怕最后劫数难逃，仍是我们的抉择。
It was my parents and the rest of my clansmen who insisted on killing the dragon god, for the greater good. Despite having to sacrifice ourselves, it was still our choice.
正如你们因为自己的抉择付出了代价。
Just as you and your family paid the price of your choice. I gaze into Yi Guang's clear, bright eyes, and am amazed at how they hold no trace of deception.
我还活着，你也一样。
Oh, Prince, I am still alive, and so are you.
我不记恨任何人。
I do not hold any resentment towards anyone. I am speechless, but I know that everything he said was from his heart. Shi Yi Guang has always been a generous and broad-minded person. My torrid emotions finally calm down as I sob and rub my nose. I eye Yi Guang's sleeve with embarrassment. It's now messy with my snot and tears. Yi Guang waves his hand in an act of casual dismissal.
我还以为你要直接哭断气呢。
I thought you were going to cry until you died. What a dumb thing to say. I start to laugh, and Yi Guang joins in on the laughter. With everything that happened that day at the Sword Pond, how did you manage to escape?
阿娘心软，舍不得我一同陪葬，暗中托付族中的一位大佬。万一不测，便施法使我假死，并代离吴国。
My mother couldn't bear the thought of me dying if something terrible were to happen, so she secretly arranged for an elderly man in our clan to fake my death and sneak me out of home.
后来我们隐姓埋名，辗转到了此地，就有了你今日所见的西施。
We then changed our names and moved here. That's how I became Shishi. So I see.
大致情况我已听勾践说了，想不到来求医的原来是你和越王啊！
Guo Zhang had already given me the gist of it, but I did not think the one seeking medical treatment would be you and the king of Yu. I thought you already knew.
几天前，一个旧病人来信，请我为他的朋友治怪病。
A few days ago, an old patient of mine sent me a letter begging me to cure his friend of an unusual ailment.
我早知这人出身不低，却没想到他口中的朋友就是你们。直到感应到余欲靠近，
I knew this was a person of power, but I did not think the friend he mentioned was you until I felt the jade fish amulet nearby. Your old patient should be a relative of Gozhan. So you rushed to the swamp because of the jade fish amulet?
余欲几乎算我的分身。感应到他在附近时，我还吃了一惊呢。
Yes, the jadefish amulet is like an extension of myself. When I felt it close by, I was shocked. 5 years ago, when you gave me this amulet, did you know what was going to happen?
有隐约的预感，但未卜先知如我阿娘，又如何呢？
I had a hunch.
这世间人做事啊，许多时看的都不只是后果。
I had a hunch, but what does it matter if I can foresee the future like my mother? People are unpredictable, and the future is never set in stone. That is true. It never stopped my father, nor I, from trying to break the sacred vow, not even when we knew that it would be as difficult as becoming a god.
昨日之事不可留，昨日之忧不可思，
Let
莫要徒增烦恼。
bygones be bygones. You really don't care about what happened? Yi Guang smiles as he turns to look at the earthen mounds beneath the tree.
去年，那位大佬辞世了，我把他葬到我爹娘的衣冠冢旁边，得闲时，来与他们话话家常，仅此而已。
Last year, that old man passed away. I buried him next to my parents' gravestone, and I came here to chat with them whenever I'm free.
斯人已逝，与人世间切断了联系。活着的人，又何必强留住那些爱恨往事，用来束缚自己的人生呢？
The dead are no longer with us, so why do the living need to chain ourselves to the emotions of the past? Wow, Dewdrop, you're really like philosophical. I gaze at the 2 mounds of dirt as the river continues to flow endlessly next to me. It seems like I'm the only one holding on to all the hatred and suffering. While I do not want to be tied down by my destiny, I cannot escape its chains. If only there were more easygoing people like you in the world.
戏子，不好了！
Mr. Shishi, come quickly. Uh-oh, something's up with the little with
阿忠嫂，
Oh, Mrs. Song?
放着小妹和剑的屋子在震呢。
The hut where the little girl and the dagger are is shaking. Oh boy.
知道了。
I'm coming.
我们
Oh my. When we reach the courtyard, we can hear a strange, bestial sound coming from the wooden hut that Xiaozhang is in. Some of the roof thatching on it has even fallen off. As I take out the keys, Yi Guang waves his hand and the door opens with a whoosh. The once tranquil light in the hut has now turned bizarre. A thick fog escapes the room and engulfs me, making me feel nauseous and dizzy. The once motionless Xiaozhang starts to struggle as the dagger inches closer to stabbing her in the heart. Oh no! Yi Guang reaches for the silver strings, and immediately blood pours out from his fingers, dyeing the strings red. Oh.
好，从天坠者，从地出者，伏！
Oh, I command you, from the sky fall, from the earth rise, obey. As the spell falls from his lips, the silver strings start to glow a pale green. In an instant, the thick fog and the bestial sounds stop as everything returns to the peaceful state that it had once been. Yi Guang enters the hut and nods his head at me.
人没事，放心吧。
She's fine, don't worry. Just now, was that normal?
不正常。
No, it wasn't normal.
我在屋中布下2种咒术，一个是银线逆引之术，能引导少将散逸的魂力回体；另一个则是辟邪之术。
I have placed 2 different kinds of spells on this hut. One is the silver string that is supposed to bring Xiaozhang's soul back to her body, and the other is a spell to cast out evil spirits.
通常2种咒术都不会有什么动静，
Usually,
除非
Usually, those 2 spells won't cause any trouble, unless... Yi Guang holds the dagger gingerly as he becomes lost in his thoughts. Unless it was the work of the dagger? I too was nearly harmed by its evil aura.
嗯，这把短剑并不是邪物，
Oh.
而是神器才对。
Huh. But this dagger is not cursed. This dagger is not cursed, but a sacred artifact. Sacred artifact?
对，它的巫力很强，与那座封神的德鼎相比，也能齐半。
That's right. Its magical powers are very potent. It has at least half the power of that ding. Of the ding, which we sealed the dragon god. I'm speechless. To think of my endless search for such a strong artifact, and it was right in front of me this whole time. We were always under the impression that the dagger was the medium of a curse. But if she is not under the curse of this dagger, why hasn't she woken up?
根据我对巫邪那伙人的了解，他们施术把少江的神魂困在血祭阵中，而这血祭阵正在试试他的魂力，亦是使他昏迷的原因。
According to what I know of Mei Jian and his group, they probably put Xiao Zhang's soul in a human sacrificial array to feed on the power that is needed to sustain her body. That is why she hasn't woken up yet. A human sacrificial array?
对，血祭阵难成之处在于，它以重咒者的血为媒介，结阵于神魂上。以外力贸然破阵的话，恐怕会误伤神魂。
That's right. The tricky thing about this human sacrificial array is that it would need the blood of its victim to work. If we used force to break it, it would hurt the person's soul.
如果没有那把神剑护体，少江走在重咒时就已被夺走生魂了。
If that sacred dagger hadn't been protecting her, Xiao Zhang would have died the minute they captured her soul. So that's why the followers did not kill her. No, even if they had tried, they might not have succeeded.
那把剑和鱼玉一样拥有气灵，也会互有其主。
Oh, that dagger is like the amulet. They both contain spirits that would protect their owners. But back then, the amulet protected me from an evil aura. If this dagger is so powerful, why doesn't it help Xiao Zhang?
恐怕施术的龙神信徒也付出了极大代价，才强行突破了剑灵的防御吧。
Perhaps the followers of the dragon god also paid a high price to breach the dagger's defenses. From what Xing Dan told me, it takes 3 lives. This is really strange. The followers must have known her real identity if they were after Xiaozhang specifically. But why are they still chasing after her, even after getting what they wanted? And why are they still using the human sacrificial array?
确实，他们布阵试试魂力必有所图。或许症结出在了少江身上。
Indeed. Perhaps they needed the magical power from her soul, and hence they needed to use the array. Perhaps there's something special about Xiaozhang. With that said, was Xiaozhang's disappearance on Tiger Hill really a coincidence? The more we dig into this matter, the more confusing it gets. It looks like we have to wait until Xiaozhang wakes up to understand this better. So, is there anything we can do to save her from the array?
只要他的魂力聚集起来，借银线阵之助，就能靠自己的巫力破阵了。
With the help of the silver strings, and as long as she can amass enough power within her soul with the help of those silver strings, she should be able to use her own magic to break free of the spell. Her own magic?
你不知少江是巫女吗？她修为还不错呢。
Did Prince not know that Xiaozhang is a mage? Her powers are quite strong. After learning that the dagger was a sacred artifact, I didn't think there would be a piece of more shocking news. Yi Guang sighs and presses his index finger to Xiaozhang's forehead. A white light emits from where he is pressing as the silver strings shimmer all around us. It is then that I realize that Xiaozhang doesn't look as withered as before. She now looks like she has simply fallen asleep. Her rosy cheeks stand out amongst her dark hair and fair complexion. Although she is still a little childlike, she is quite the beauty. She is beautiful, a powerful mage, and the favorite princess of the King of Qi. If I was really a man, If I were straight, I would be happy to have obtained such a treasure.
我渡给了少将一些巫力，但杯水车薪。治本之法，仍要他本人以神魂破阵。不过，刚刚似乎是有外力催动了他体内的血气阵，才出了那番异变。
Although I have transferred some of my powers to Xiaozhang, it is only a drop in the ocean compared to what she needs. She needs to use her own power to break out of this. That said, it must have been an outside force that created the disturbance just now. Could it have been the Dragon God's followers?
应该是。
Should have been. Yi Guang must have felt that something was wrong, as he wears a stern expression. What's the matter?
村外的守阵被人触动了。
Something has happened to the protective spells that I placed outside of the village. I don't understand what has happened, but I chase after him as he flies out the door. We run back to the bank of the river. There are already quite a few villagers gathered here, as they point at the opposite bank. The children run around underfoot as they join in on the fun. Following the gaze of the others, I look to the opposite bank.
果然是他们搞的鬼。
It really is them. Yi Guang, we need to get everyone to safety.
别担心，他们闯不进我布在村子四周的守阵。
Don't worry, they can't enter the village since I placed a protective spell over it. Saying that, he points to a softly glowing string that runs along the bank of the river. Is that the protective spell?
对，我和大佬当初为防有邪物闯进村中，合力布下了守护阵。
Yes, a long time ago, the old man and I were afraid that something evil would come into the village, and so together we put this place under a protective spell.
那天救回你们后，我猜信徒还会再来，便特意针对他们惯用的巫法加固了阵法。
After saving you that day, I guessed that the Dragon God's followers would come back, so I used another protective spell that is especially strong against their magic. But they have a lot of people. Are you sure about this?
守阵常年被地脉灵力滋养，无碍。就算没有守阵，我也不把他们放在眼里。
Don't worry, the protection spell has been strengthened and nurtured by the power of nature these many years. But even without the spell, there is still no cause for concern. Oh. Geniuses are all so proud. Nothing. The leader of the followers takes a step forward and points at me. Is he picking me out for a demonstration?
他手中好像拿了些什么。
He's holding something in his hands. I walk closer to the riverbank with caution. He lifts a pale green jade amulet that is made even more eye-catching by the followers' black attire in the background. That is Shangfang's amulet. Oh shit, they have Best Boy. Oh shit.
好，进去。
Best Boy got captured. No, that's no. Swords, go forth. With an exaggerated wave of his hands, swords of water magically rise up from the river and fly towards the enemy. The leader of the group gives a sinister sneer as a sudden puff of smoke seems to swallow them where they stand. I know, like, cool, I'm glad Xiao Zhang's doing better. We have to go save Best Boy. The spectators give a gasp of surprise. The water swords turn back into water after passing through the smoke. Once that smoke dissipates, there are no trace of the men in black. Yi Guang, give me back my sword. Shangfang and I were on the boat when we were attacked and got separated. He must have been captured by those villains.
也可能是个故弄玄虚的陷阱。如果他们只是为了抓你，用陈峰本人做诱饵，岂不更好？
But it may also be a trap. If their goal is to catch you, then wouldn't it be more effective to use the actual captive instead? I know, but you cannot expect me to do nothing, can you?
陈峰也是我的朋友，他出事我怎会坐视不理？如果真的落到信徒手上，我一探便知。
Changfeng's also my friend. Do you think I'd do nothing if he really was in danger? I would have been able to tell if he had been captured by the Dragon God's followers with just one look. I didn't mean it that way.
我明白，但你的身子虚得很，需要好好调理，还不如留在守镇，等我的消息。
I understand, but your body is still weak, and you need time to recover. You should wait for me here. Yi Guang looks at me sternly. I feel guilty, like a difficult patient who has not followed his doctor's orders. Fine, you have a point. I will stay here in the village.
放心，我不会和他们正面冲突的。
Don't worry, I will not attack the enemy head on.
乡亲们，你们也别出村或者下田了。刚刚那群是妖怪，很危险。大家先安心等我回来。
Yeah, Dewdrop, come on, use your magic. Fellow villagers, please stop tending to the fields and stay in the village. Those men who were here are very dangerous. Please rest and wait for my return.
哎呀，原来不是变戏法的呀！
Huh? You mean that was not a performance? No? The rest of the villagers are none the wiser as they laugh and chat about what happened just now. I'm the only one who's worried. Yi Guang waves at us. He taps his foot lightly on the water and sails gracefully across the river to the other side. Well then. Inside the hut, I anxiously walk in circles until my head starts to hurt and I begin to feel dizzy. The waning moonlight is faint, and the flickering candlelight irritates me. I've been listening to the silence of the courtyard since sundown. Miss Zhang left after washing the utensils. There are no masters or servants in the village, so she only comes to help when she is free. It's getting late now, and yet there are no signs of Yi Guang. Something is not quite right. Ah, shit. That sound. Could it be Xiaoshang? Yeah, it is. I quickly take the keys out, only to find that there is no lock on the door, and an ominous red glow can be seen coming through a large crack in it. Looking through the crack, I see the dagger swaying right above Xiaoshang's chest. The tip of its blade seems to be lowering bit by bit. Were they trying to lure Yi Guang just now by the riverbank? No, there's no time to waste. I cannot let that blade hurt Xiaoshang. Oh. What was that? Oh. Oh, fun. A peal of eerie laughter resonates throughout the hut. The gems on the carved animal hilt of the dagger look alive and like real eyes. They seem to roll as they look right at me. Oh, it's this fucker again. Yep, I understand. You want me to die. It's you again. You can't even save yourself. How can you save others? Get lost. Yep. Yep, your nation will crumble. Families will be torn apart. Oh. What? The red light coming from the room is getting more and more intense. The gems that are like eyes melt under the red light and drip down the dagger like blood. The blood-like liquid drips onto Xiaoshang's body and turns into flames. The beautiful mage, the sacred dagger, the hut, everything is going up in flames. Huh? The chilly night wind makes me shiver as I stare in front of me. Its doors are locked, and nothing seems out of place. I slap myself. I seem to be awake. Was that just a dream just now? Worried, I take the keys hanging at my hip and go into the hut to see Xiaozhang. The dagger that is pointed at her chest suddenly bursts into flames. Xiaozhang and the dagger start to shake. Xiaozhang struggles while dangling in midair, then falls to the floor with a loud thud. Her body is now tangled up in the strings like a wooden puppet, and it twists her in the most unnatural ways. The strings cut into her soft white flesh, making her bleed. She whimpers as she struggles. No way! If this continues, Xiaozhang will die. Xiaozhang, I'm coming, don't move. Trying to endure the pain from the sacred seal, I start to pull on the entwining silver strings with my bare hands. Each one of them cuts deep into my palms like a knife until my hands are in shreds. I need to cut the strings. I watch the dagger hanging in front of me as it begins to quiver and emit a cold light. If you are really a sacred artifact meant to protect her, then let me use you to save her. I must save her before I collapse from the pain. Oh, I'm sorry, I just completely ruined that moment. Oh. Where am I? That's a great question. Oh no! Gasp! Well, sadly, this is where we have to stop. I'm not allowed. The game does not want me to stream past after chapter 4. So hello, Jay. I'm so sorry you came in right as I have to stop. So yeah. We have to stop here, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you all so much, so much for coming. Yeah. I guess this will have to be the end. Actually, at least the end of this stream. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna move to the stream is ending soon. Right here. Okay. And then I'm gonna mute the background music just real quick. So what is gonna happen? I'm just gonna switch to headphones so I can mute it. There we go. Awesome, cool. So what's gonna happen is I am going to basically, I guess I'm gonna play this on my own, because I cannot live stream past a certain point, which we have just reached that point. So as someone who also does game development stuff, I'm gonna respect their wishes, and not stream past the point they don't want me to stream past. So that is gonna have to be the end of tonight's stream. And unfortunately, unless they lift the stream embargo, I guess you can call it an embargo on streaming the rest of the game, this is where we're gonna have to end. But yeah, I guess if you're interested in the game and you want to play it yourself, it is on it's on stream. Yeah, it's on stream. I just played it on stream. It is on Steam. I picked it up on Steam sale, and so I'm really happy about that purchase. But yeah, I might talk about it a little bit on Twitter. Kind of not exactly live tweeting, but I might create a few a thread or two about my experiences playing on my own. If you're not already following me here on Twitch and you want to get updates about when I go live and stuff like that, please give me a follow. It's It's a nice little validation number. I would really appreciate it. You can find me on Twitter at PrinceVTube. I posted actually just recently my follower goals on Twitter, and I'm actually really close to the first one, and I'm super excited because I have a lot of like cool stuff planned out. But yeah, also I just today released a new video on my YouTube channel, which is the first VOD of me playing my lovely daughter. Oh, excuse me. I also have up VODs from FT. Of course, I just keep hiccuping. I also have VODs from FTL streams and some other stuff. Well, actually, no. Right now, it is just the FTL streams and that first my lovely daughter VOD. I will be having more stuff visible soon up there, but you will also be able to find the first VOD of me playing this and this VOD up on YouTube sometime soon, maybe soon, maybe next month. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But other than that, oh, if you want to drop a subscribe there too, I'd be super appreciative. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to watch this. I'm so excited about what's going to happen with Best Boy and Egg Pudding and Paprika and Dewdrop and, by extension, Fish Fang. But unfortunately, we have to cut it here. I hope you have a wonderful meowing afternoon, evening,